So you're thinking of moving to Dallas in 2025 or possibly thinking ahead for 2026 with a budget somewhere between 1 million and 10 million? First of all, amazing, but also slow down, because if you don't know how this market actually works at that level, you could spend way too much for the wrong thing, or you could totally overlook something incredible that fits your life perfectly. I'm Yana, a Dallas-based luxury real estate advisor, and I specialize in working with discerning buyers, those who are moving here from places like LA, New York City, Chicago, Scottsdale, Boulder, and beyond, who want more than just a beautiful home. They want lifestyle, strategy, and long-term value. And today, I'm sharing 12 things I promise you'll want to know before you buy. Let's start with one of the biggest surprises people run into. What does a million or 5 or 10 million actually buy you in Dallas? There's this idea that Dallas is cheap compared to the coast. And yes, technically it is, but that doesn't mean your money stretches the same way everywhere. Here's the truth. If you're looking into the 1 million to 1.5 million range, you're not in Highland Park. You're in Midway Hollow, East Dallas, M Streets, the Bird Streets, or West Dallas. Maybe Preston Hollow if you catch something entry level. You'll see 2,000 to 3,000 square foot modern builds or renovated charmers. Good bones, tight lots, still appreciating. Now step it up to the 1.5 to 3 million range and things open up. Think Devonshire, Lakewood, East Kessler, or Kessler Park. These areas have true character, thoughtful updates, they feel rooted and not trendy. Move into the 3 to 5 million range and now you're seeing design forward Bluffview estates, University Park new builds, larger lots in Old Preston Hollow, or Greenway Park treasures. These aren't just homes, they're statements. And then there's the 5 million to 10 million and up range. That's legacy territory. Highland Park estates, gated Preston Hollow moderns off Straight Lane, skyline penthouses in Design District, or those Westlake and Southlake compounds are redefining Dallas luxury. But it's not just the number, it's the price per foot. You might pay $450 per square foot in Midway Hollow or 1,300 square feet in Highland Park for something technically smaller. And both are smart depending on your priorities. So yes, your budget does matter, but how you use it, location, legacy, land, that's the move that sets you up for long term. Number 2, match your lifestyle to the right neighborhood. This part is everything, because falling in love with the wrong neighborhood is the fastest way to regret. So I always ask, how do you live? If you're someone who craves walkability, you want to step outside and hit your Pilates class, grab an espresso, or head to dinner without getting in the car, you're probably going to love Uptown, Knox-Henderson, Oak Lawn, or the Design District. Sleek condos, lock and leave homes, lots of movement and energy. Now, if you're more into character, tree-lined streets, older homes with history and charm, I'd steer you toward Lakewood, M Streets, East Dallas, or Kessler Park. These areas feel lived in, curated, and community rich. Do you prefer privacy and pedigree? Now we're talking Bluffview, Devonshire, Old Preston Hollow, and Greenway Parks. Think architectural homes, gated drives, big lots, and quiet elegance. Do you want something newer with upside? Now we're talking about Midway Hollow, East Kessler, and West Dallas. Those are some transitional markets. You'll see 2 million moderns surrounded by teardowns, long-term gain potential with smart design. And if schools are a huge factor for you, then that's when we zoom in on University Park and Highland Park, the park cities. Pricey? Yes. But HPISD is one of the most respected public districts in Texas, and that matters for resale. There's no single best area, but there's definitely a best one for you. Number 3, where not to buy. time to build some real trust here, because part of my job is steering you away from places that don't deliver what you're really after, even if they look shiny online. 1. Far North Dallas, in oversized subdivisions. Yes, you'll get space, but if you care about walkability, resale, velocity, or just vibe, it's not your move. It feels very quantity over quality. 2. Spec builds with no architectural point of view. You know the type, it's $2 million, looks decent in photos, but you walk in and there's no flow. Finishes don't match, it feels off. I've seen buyers fall for pretty staging and then call me 6 months later like we just don't love it. Number 3, overhyped suburbs. Prosper, Frisco. They're booming, sure, but they're not for everyone. If you're coming from Venice or Tribeca or Scottsdale, you may feel like you landed on a completely different planet. That's not shade, it's fit. Let's keep your options open but smart. And number 4, the real cost of living luxuriously in Dallas, not just home price. First up, property taxes. There's no state income tax, which is great, but property taxes hover around 2% to 2.5% on a $3 million home. That's $60K to $75K a year. It's real. Then you've got utilities, maintenance, depending on your square footage, pool, landscaping. So budget $600 to $1,000 a month. Add in HVAC checks, pest control, smart home systems. Now you're looking at 1 to 1.5% of the home's value annually. Insurance, hell's the thing here, and prices are going up. Most of my clients spend $4,000 to $8,000 a year depending on their roof, coverage, and square footage. And HOAs, if you're in a gated community or luxury condo, plan on $500 to $1,500 monthly. That often covers your amenities, concierge services, and maintenance. Now the good news is, even with all of that, Dallas is still a steal compared to LA or New York City, especially when you consider the quality of finishes, renovation costs, and tax savings. The key is knowing your real budget, not just what the mortgage calculator tells you. Number 5, the overlooked deal breakers. This is one of the categories people forget about until they're in it. Let's start with schools. Even if you don't have kids, why? Because someone who buys your home later might, and that affects your resale. For public, you've got Lakewood Elementary in East Dallas, Walnut Hill in Midway Hollow, and Mockingbird Elementary in the M Streets. All solid. If you're looking for private, you'll want to be close to Hockaday, St. Mark's, Green Hill, or ESD. Proximity matters. Safety. Here's my take. Most luxury neighborhoods in Dallas are relatively low crime, but quiet doesn't always mean safe. Walk the streets at night. Trust how your body feels there. That tells you more than stats sometimes. The next one would be commutes. People underestimate traffic here. A 10-mile drive can be 10 minutes or 35, depending on where and when. From Bluffview to downtown, we're looking at 15 minutes. From Design District to Love Field, 8 minutes. University Park to Park Village, you're basically already there. And last but not least, airports. If you travel a lot, you probably want to live near Love Field. That means Bluffview, Midway Hollow, Design District, Old Preston Hollow. DFW is further, but Love is your secret weapon for quick flights. These little things aren't just convenience, they impact your day-to-day happiness so much more than square footage does. And number 6, the biggest mistakes I see luxury relocators make. This is the part where I wish I could tap people on their shoulder and go, hold up, because even smart, savvy clients make some avoidable mistakes when moving here. First, assuming 1 million equals luxury everywhere. In Frisco, maybe. In Highland Park, that's a teardown. The same budget means very different things depending on where you are. Secondly, chasing size over quality. I get it, you're moving from LA where 3,000 square feet felt like a castle, but a smaller home with architectural weight in a legacy neighborhood will usually outperform a huge basic box somewhere flat. Third, trusting Zillow too much. Zillow won't tell you which street is turning over fast or what's happening off market, but I will. Fourth, working with too many people. You don't need 5 agents. You need one person who knows the high-end market, protects your interests, and guides you from day one. And last, Assuming you've got time, Dallas real estate moves fast. Great homes go quickly, and if you're planning a trip here, you want to be ready. Strategy before arrival changes everything. Let's avoid the regret stories. That's why you're here. Now let's go into number 7, the modern build hotspots where most people miss. If you're into clean lines, big windows, and fresh builds, I've got you. Let's talk about where you'll actually find that energy in Dallas. Let's start with Midway Hollow. It's becoming what Preston Hollow was 15 years ago. You can still find modern builds under $2 million, and it's close to love field, top private schools, and developing infrastructure. Then we have West Dallas. It's a little less polished for now, but absolutely packed with so much potential. We're seeing teardown turn into architecture-forward homes at scale. It's what Oak Cliff looked like a decade ago. If you can think long-term, this is a smart play. Next, let's go into East Kessler and parts of Oak Cliff. It gives you that blend of modern homes right next to 1930s character. Creatives, physicians, and design-forward buyers love this area. And finally, the design district. For my high-rise lovers, this is the future of vertical luxury. Think penthouses, skyline views, hotel-caliber amenities. If you're not someone who wants to mow a lawn, this is your vibe. These areas are for buyers who see where things are going, not just where they are. Now let's go into number 8, hidden gems, where seasoned buyers quietly land. Some of the most sophisticated buyers I've worked with don't head straight to Highland Park. They go for neighborhoods with soul. Bluffview is one of them. It's tucked away, has elevation, yes, actual hills, and feels like old money without the flash. Driveways curve, trees are mature, homes are individual. It's a poetic feel. Greenway Parks is another. Gated feel without the gates, everything's HOA protected, so the charm and value are preserved. You don't just drive through Greenway, you literally arrive. And for my vertical buyers, the design district again. Think penthouses with texture, industrial charm, and full service luxury. You get less square footage, but more presence. If you want privacy, pedigree, or something a little more under the radar, this is where we look. And number 9, Highland Park versus University Park, what you need to know. These two neighborhoods are what most people mean when they say park cities, but they're not interchangeable. Highland Park is older, more established, and a little more exclusive. You've got private police, deeply rooted architecture, and a level of prestige that just holds. Entry starts around $3 million here. University Park is slightly more accessible, family-friendly, and just as walkable. Think proximity to SMU, Snyder Plaza, and a great resale value. A lot of families land here and stay. Both share access to HPISD, one of the most sought-after public school districts in Texas, and both have some of the most protective zoning you'll find anywhere in the region. If you're legacy-minded or want timeless status, these are your pillars. All right, let's go to number 10, how appreciation really works here. Here's what you need to know about growth. Highland Park, Devonshire, Greenway, these areas don't spike, they glide. Steady appreciation, great for wealth preservation. Now we go into Midway Hollow, West Dallas, East Kessler. These are your grower neighborhoods. More volatility, but the potential is significant. Bluffview new builds and Oak Cliff infill projects tend to appreciate well when done well with design integrity. Penthouses and condos, it just depends. You need view, location, and a strong building. Turtle Creek and the design district have great long-term upside if you pick the right unit. Don't just chase comps though, understand the context. So number 11, what your architecture style says about you, because let's be real, the house you choose says something. Modern, contemporary, you like simplicity, light, clarity. You want a home that flows and doesn't try too hard. You're likely looking in Midway Hollow, Design District, or West Dallas. Tudor or cottage, you value charm. Originality, maybe a bit of nostalgia. You're probably drawn to Lakewood or M Streets. Do you like Mediterranean, Spanish revival? Then you appreciate warmth, elegance, and timeless character. Now we're talking Preston Hollow or Highland Park. Are you more into the classic estate? then you want legacy. You play long term. Old Preston Hollow, University Park, that's your energy. The exterior says something. The floor plan says something. Let's find a home that says what you want it to. So here's how to relocate without the chaos. Now this is where we turn knowledge into action. Here's how I work with my relocation clients. First, we zoom in on your non-negotiables: design, taste, commute time, schools, privacy, lot size, timeline. Then I translate that into 2 to 3 smart neighborhoods, not a Zillow list, a strategic map custom to you. From there, I'll send you off market finds, MLS listings, video previews, builder connections, even FaceTime walkthroughs if you're not here yet. And when you do fly in, you're not guessing. You're ready to make a move with clarity. This isn't just about flooding your inbox with listings. It's about creating a process that works and works well. So if this resonated with you and you're planning your next move to Dallas in the next 30 to 120 days, here's what to do next. Click the link in the description to fill out my relocation inquiry form. Tell me who you are, your timing, your must-haves, and where you're coming from, even if you're not flying in just yet. When we work together, you're not just getting real estate guidance, you're getting my full white glove concierge relocation service. From coordinating your move, packing and boxing support, and arranging travel to your new home to make your entire transition seamless and stress-free. Every detail is handled for you. And if you need to sell your current property, I'll also connect you with a trusted top-performing agent anywhere in the US, so your entire move feels effortless, beginning to end. So whether you're buying at 1 million or 10 million or 15 million, I bring design fluency, market strategy, and concierge level service to every move. This isn't about rushing a sell, it's about placing you in a home that reflects your standards and your future. Click the link, let's build something that lasts. I'm Liliana, your guide to a smoother move, a better lifestyle, and a more elevated Dallas chapter. Ciao!